The Brown family universe may be bracing for its biggest emotional aftershock yet. As whispers grow louder about a secret, no one, especially Kody Brown and Robyn Brown, seems prepared to confront. Janelle Brown may be quietly preparing for something deeply symbolic in North Carolina, a new marriage. And if that turns out to be true, it would mark the final, irreversible collapse of the family structure Kody once ruled with absolute authority. Because this isn't just about Janelle moving on romantically. It's about her rewriting the entire story of her life after decades of emotional compromise, financial sacrifice, and spiritual disillusionment. Insiders say the mere idea of Janelle choosing peace, stability, and love far away from Flagstaff has sent Kody and Robyn into a visible spiral. One fans are now dissecting frame by frame, post by post, silence by silence. It started subtly, as these things often do in the Sister Wives fandom. Sharp-eyed followers noticed Janelle spending longer stretches of time in North Carolina, sharing serene photos that radiated a kind of calm she hasn't displayed in years. The captions spoke of home, new chapters, and choosing joy. Almost immediately, speculation erupted that this wasn't a temporary reset. It was a permanent emotional relocation. Then came the murmurs of a possible romantic partner. Someone described as steady, private, financially independent, and completely uninterested in the chaos of plural marriage fame. A man who reportedly values monogamy, emotional presence, and grounded faith. Everything Janelle spent years asking for but never received from Kody. What truly ignited the marriage rumors was a detail quietly circulating among production. Adjacent sources claims that Janelle had been seen attending small, intimate venues in North Carolina with close friends. No cameras, no fanfare, just quiet intention. And while no official confirmation exists, the idea alone has been enough to rattle the fragile emotional balance Kody and Robyn have been struggling to project. Because if Janelle remarries, or even symbolically recommits, it's not just another wife moving on. It's the last remaining pillar of Kody's self. Image as a patriarch crumbling in real time. For years, Janelle was framed as the practical one, the logical one, the wife who didn't need constant emotional reassurance. That label allowed Kody to neglect her needs without consequence. Or so he thought. What he failed to understand is that Janelle's strength was never about endurance. It was about awareness. And once she saw the pattern, the favoritism, the financial imbalance, the emotional gaslighting, she disengaged. There was no dramatic blow-up, no explosive confrontation. Just a slow, deliberate withdrawal that made her departure feel inevitable, long before it was officially acknowledged on screen. Now, the possibility of Janelle choosing a new partner, perhaps even exchanging vows, has reportedly triggered deep anxiety within Kody's inner circle. It completely reframes the narrative he's relied on, that the women left because they weren't committed enough or faithful enough. Instead, it replaces it with something far more damaging to his ego, the proof that life actually improves after leaving him. Robyn, meanwhile, is said to be unraveling in a different way. Sources claim she feels blindsided by how quickly public sympathy has shifted toward Janelle, especially as Robyn continues to face criticism for benefiting from a system that left other women emotionally and financially drained. The idea of Janelle stepping into a new marriage, one rooted in independence rather than control, only amplifies the perception that Robyn won nothing at all. Fans have noticed the change. Robyn's recent appearances feel more guarded, her language more defensive. Her insistence that this outcome was never what she wanted rings increasingly hollow as Janelle flourishes outside the family structure. Robyn now occupies alone with Kody, and the rumored marriage only sharpens that contrast, casting Janelle as the quiet victor in a long emotional war she never had to fight out loud. The symbolism of North Carolina itself is impossible to ignore. Unlike Flagstaff, which became synonymous with fractured finances, broken promises, and endless stalled construction, North Carolina represents something tangible and grounded. It's a place where Janelle has talked openly about building community, starting over, and making choices without needing approval from a man who once controlled her life under the guise of spiritual authority. If she truly plans to marry there, it would be a declaration that her future no longer orbits Kody at all. Sources say Kody has responded to the rumors with a volatile mix of denial and anger, reportedly questioning how Janelle could move on so fast. while conveniently ignoring the years she spent emotionally alone inside their marriage. That reaction has only intensified backlash, with many pointing out an obvious truth. Janelle didn't move on quickly. She moved on when she was finally free. And that distinction matters because it exposes just how little Kody ever understood these women as individuals, rather than extensions of his control. The possibility of a remarried Janelle also raises serious questions about the future of Sister Wives itself. A married Janelle doesn't fit neatly into the show's original premise, and yet her journey may be the most compelling evolution the series has ever produced. TLC now faces a crossroads. Continue centering Kody and Robyn's increasingly insulated narrative, or follow the women who are rebuilding their lives in ways that resonate far more authentically with viewers. And if Janelle chooses to marry without cameras or contracts, it would be the ultimate rejection of the spectacle that once defined her marriage. Meanwhile, Robyn's reported distress appears tied to a growing fear that Kody's emotional volatility will only intensify as more women find peace without him, leaving her alone to absorb the resentment, regret, and public scrutiny that comes with being the last one standing. Some sources suggest the strain is already surfacing in their private life, as financial pressures mount, and there are no longer other wives to deflect that pressure onto. The irony is impossible to miss. The structure Robyn fought so hard to preserve now confines her within it. At the same time, Janelle, once labeled the least romantic wife, may be stepping into a love story built on mutual respect rather than obligation. And whether or not wedding bells actually ring in North Carolina, the emotional shift is undeniable. Janelle has crossed a threshold Kody and Robyn cannot follow. As the speculation around Janelle's possible North Carolina marriage continues to ripple through the Sister Wives audience, the deeper story unfolding beneath the surface feels far more seismic than the idea of a ceremony itself. What viewers are really witnessing is the long-delayed reckoning of a family system that depended on Janelle's emotional restraint, financial responsibility, and quiet loyalty to function. Now that those pillars are gone, the cracks are impossible to hide, especially for Kody Brown, who appears increasingly unsettled by how calmly Janelle has stepped into a future that doesn't include him. For years, Janelle was the woman who held everything together without demanding recognition. The one who paid the bills, worked outside the home, and absorbed disappointment without spectacle. That dynamic allowed Kody to minimize her emotional needs while continuing to benefit from her labor. But that arrangement only worked as long as Janelle believed endurance equaled devotion. Once that belief dissolved, so did Kody's grip. The rumored marriage has amplified that loss in a way nothing else could, because it represents permanence, intention, and choice. Three things Kody has never tolerated well when they exist outside his authority. Insiders say even the possibility of Janelle choosing a new partner has triggered a compulsive need for Kody to rewrite history, allegedly claiming their marriage wasn't truly over until recently. Fans see that for what it is: revisionist at best, self-serving at worst. Robyn, meanwhile, remains trapped in the emotional fallout of a system she once defended fiercely. The perceived benefits of being the favored wife are now overshadowed by the isolation of being the only one left. And sources say the marriage rumors have heightened her anxiety. Not because she wants Janelle back, but because Janelle's happiness highlights everything Robyn has failed to achieve, despite securing Kody's attention. The contrast is stark, and it's becoming impossible to ignore. Janelle looks lighter, more grounded, more confident in the choices she's making. In contrast, Robyn's energy feels guarded and performative. Her insistence that she never wanted the family to fall apart, sounding increasingly hollow as each former wife finds peace outside the structure Robyn fought to preserve. The North Carolina element only sharpens that contrast. Unlike Flagstaff, which became a symbol of broken promises and financial chaos, North Carolina represents steadiness, a place where Janelle has reportedly invested emotionally and practically, forming community ties that have nothing to do with filming schedules or plural marriage hierarchies. And if a marriage truly is being planned there, it signals a future rooted in stability rather than spectacle. Fans have noticed that Janelle's recent social media presence feels intentional but restrained. She seems aware of the rumors, yet she neither confirms nor denies them. A move that reads less like secrecy and more like boundary. Setting for the first time in decades, her life belongs entirely to her, not to a storyline or a patriarch's narrative. That autonomy appears to be what unsettles Kody the most. Sources suggest he's grown increasingly vocal about feeling disrespected by how little Janelle engages with him now, a complaint that feels painfully ironic to viewers who watched her emotional needs go unanswered for years. That imbalance hasn't gone unnoticed, and the fanbase has steadily shifted its sympathy away from Kody as a result. The possibility of a new marriage also reopens unresolved questions around financial fairness, particularly regarding Coyote Pass. Viewers speculate whether Janelle moving toward remarriage could eventually force legal clarity around property divisions that have long remained vague and contentious. No official filings have surfaced, but timing matters. Closure in one area often demands resolution in another. Robyn's reported distress seems fueled by all of it: waning public support, mounting financial pressure, and the realization that Kody's unresolved anger toward his former wives now has nowhere else to land but at home. Insiders say the absence of other wives to absorb conflict has dramatically changed the emotional climate of Robyn's marriage, leaving her to manage volatility she once observed from a safe distance. The rumored marriage, whether imminent or symbolic, has become something fans rally around. Not because they need proof, but because it confirms what they've watched unfold over time. Janelle's strength was never about endurance. It was patience. And patience, once exhausted, doesn't turn into chaos. It turns into clarity. What makes this moment especially striking is how understated it is compared to the explosive exits of earlier seasons. Janelle isn't rewriting her story through confrontation, she's doing it through absence, through choosing a life that no longer requires explanation or defense. And that quiet confidence is far more destabilizing to Kody's pride than any argument ever could have been. If wedding bells do ring in North Carolina, they won't just mark a new relationship. They'll confirm that Janelle chose herself first. TLC now finds itself at a narrative crossroads as viewers grow increasingly tired of Kody and Robyn's defensive posture and more invested in the post-polygamy journeys of women like Janelle, Christine, and even Mary, whose lives beyond the marriage structure feel more authentic and hopeful than anything still trapped inside it. A married Janelle could either force the show to evolve or expose just how outdated its original premise has become. Insiders suggest producers are acutely aware of that tension, closely watching audience engagement as speculation around the marriage continues to dominate discussion forums. For Robyn, the real fear may not be that Janelle is choosing someone else, but that Janelle no longer needs to be understood at all, because indifference, not anger, is what truly ends a shared story. And by all appearances, Janelle has already turned that page. As rumors circulate and speculation builds, one truth feels increasingly unavoidable: whether vows are exchanged in North Carolina or not. Janelle's emotional marriage to the Brown family system is over completely, and Kody and Robyn's response to that reality has revealed more than any confirmation ever could. The balance of power has shifted. The story has flipped, and in the quiet spaces where Janelle is now building her life, the echoes of a collapsed empire grow softer by the day, replaced not with bitterness, but with relief, and a future that no longer needs justification, defense, or delay. As speculation about Janelle Brown possibly walking down the aisle in North Carolina continues to dominate sister wives discourse, what's becoming increasingly clear is that the real rupture isn't about romance at all. It's about identity. For decades, Janelle's role in the Brown family was defined by endurance rather than desire. And now that she's choosing a life built on emotional reciprocity instead of obligation, the psychological shockwaves are rippling through Kody and Robyn's world in ways they seem unprepared to handle. Janelle was never the wife who demanded attention, which allowed Kody to mistake her compliance for contentment. That misunderstanding now follows him as he watches her step into a future that doesn't require his approval or his narrative control. The marriage rumors strike at the heart of that illusion because they suggest something deeply unsettling for him. Janelle was never disconnected from love. She was only disconnected from him. Sources say Kody has become increasingly fixated on how the public views Janelle's transformation, expressing frustration that her calm is interpreted as strength, while his emotional volatility is framed as instability. That contrast has only sharpened as viewers openly celebrate the idea of Janelle choosing a partner who values cooperation over patriarchy. Robyn's reaction, insiders suggest, has been quieter, but no less turbulent. She's grappling with the realization that being the chosen woman offers little comfort, when the choice itself is widely viewed as a burden rather than a prize. The rumored marriage only amplifies that discomfort, casting Janelle's future as aspirational while Robyn's present feels increasingly confined. Once again, North Carolina looms large in the symbolism. It represents intentional separation, not emotional exile. A place Janelle didn't flee to, but selected. And if marriage truly lies ahead there, it underscores how completely she's reoriented her life around agency and purpose rather than survival. Fans have dissected every detail of Janelle's recent presence, from her steady closeness to her children and grandchildren, to her refusal to engage in online feuds or cryptic messaging. Her silence isn't being read as secrecy, but as confidence. People who are at peace rarely feel compelled to explain themselves. That composure stands in stark contrast to Kody's increasingly reactive posture, as he struggles to reconcile his self-image with a reality where his authority no longer carries weight. Behind the scenes, the emotional imbalance between Kody and Robyn is reportedly intensifying. Sources suggest Robyn feels both responsible for Kody's unraveling and resentful of being the only one left to manage it. A burden she may not have anticipated when she defended a family structure that relied on unstable emotional labor to function. With the other wives gone, the buffer that once absorbed Kody's frustration no longer exists, leaving Robyn exposed to the full force of his unresolved anger and regret. And the knowledge that Janelle may soon formalize her independence through marriage only deepens that pressure, because it closes the door on any illusion of reconciliation. What makes this moment especially powerful is how little Janelle appears to be performing for the cameras. While the show continues to mine conflict and nostalgia, her off-screen life tells a different story, one of forward motion rather than reflection. And if a marriage happens without TLC's involvement, it would mark a radical break from the franchise's history, signaling that Janelle values authenticity over exposure, a choice that resonates deeply with viewers exhausted by manufactured drama. The implications for sister wives are impossible to ignore. A married Janelle would fundamentally alter the emotional stakes of the series, shifting the focus away from the collapse of plural marriage and toward the rebuilding of individual lives. That transformation could either evolve the show or render its original premise obsolete. Robyn's deepest fear, insiders suggest, isn't that Janelle will steal attention. It's that Janelle's happiness will expose the true cost of staying, a cost Robyn now carries alone as the final woman in a structure that no longer offers shared purpose or protection. Kody, meanwhile, seems trapped between denial and resentment, reportedly minimizing the marriage rumors one moment and lashing out at them the next. That contradiction reveals how deeply he equated fidelity with possession, and how unprepared he is to accept that love chosen freely cannot be commanded. Fans are increasingly describing Janelle's journey as a masterclass in quiet emancipation. She didn't leave in a blaze of spectacle. She left in increments, reclaiming her autonomy piece by piece until there was nothing left for Kody to control. The marriage rumors are simply the final seal on that process, and even if a ceremony never happens, the psychological shift has already occurred. The visible distress Kody and Robyn display in response reveals more about their insecurity than any confirmation ever could. The larger cultural resonance of this moment hasn't been lost on viewers, many of whom see Janelle's evolution as part of a much broader conversation about identity, agency, and what it really means to choose yourself after years of survival.